Yes, it's definitely tea time. So if you live somewhere far from China, you probably buy your green tea in a tea bag from the supermarket. But if you're lucky enough to come to China, you might actually be able to go and try some different green teas and choose some from a special shop that sells only tea. So today I wanted to tell you my experience recently about visiting a tea shop and some of the things you might want to pay attention to so that it all goes smoothly for you. First of all, when you first arrive at the tea shop, you can ask them, is there a price for tasting the tea? Because sometimes you'll sit down and try this tea and then realize you've racked up a really big bill and now you have to pay. So first of all, yeah, ask the price. When we went to one place, we were told it would cost 2,000 kwai, which is about, 400 Australian dollars to try the tea. So we'd get our own room and we'd get a woman to help us prepare the tea for us, and we could watch the tea being made and we could try the tea. And we thought, too much money. And the kind woman at the next tea shop said it would be 200 kwai, but if we didn't need our own room, it would only be 100 kwai. So we thought, yeah, well, we don't really need our own room. So we found a nice little corner with some little sofas, and the lady made us our tea. They wash the tea and they wash the cups, and then they make the tea, and then you drink lots of tea and you get this lovely buzz from tea drinking. So it's definitely a great thing to do when you visit China. Just make sure you talk about the price before you start trying the tea. In other tea shops, you can say, well, I'm going to buy some tea, so they might let you try the tea for free, provided that you buy tea at the end. The tea shop that I went to had some beautiful little tea sets and things for sale, so you might want to stock up on a little wooden tea board and some of the other paraphernalia that you can invest in to make beautiful Chinese tea at home. There is a whole art of Chinese tea making, and there's heaps of kinds of Chinese tea. So there's sort of three main types of Chinese tea. There's flower tea, like jasmine flower tea or chrysanthemum flower tea. Then there's green tea, which includes tea like Longjing cha, or here in Qingdao we drink Laoshan Lü cha, the green tea made in Laoshan. And I actually saw green tea growing by the road at Laoshan yesterday. And the other one is red tea, which we call black tea, which includes teas like pu'er cha and oolong cha. There we go. Got it. You know, drinking green tea often in China, if they don't go to the trouble of making the tea, especially in a special teapot and straining the tea leaves for you, then you might be served a cup of tea with the tea leaves actually floating in it. And if you haven't tried this before, it can be a bit tricky when you first start drinking not to swallow the tea leaves while you're drinking. So my tip is for you to wait a while for the tea leaves to float down, and any that are lingering on the top, you can just give them a little blow. They'll go down, and then you can drink your tea. I hope this video has helped you. You know, someone going to China who might want to try some tea, you could pass the video on to them by sharing it. And if you have a minute, I'd love you to go over to my website, studiochina.com.au, and sign up to my newsletter so you get a weekly update from me and you won't miss any of the tips and tricks that I have for you about learning Chinese and going to China to uncover the culture. You could also follow me on Instagram at Studio China. So I'm making 2 videos a week now. I'm going to try and make you one video about culture and traveling in China, and another video with Chinese language learning tips. Look out for me on Thursday for another episode of Studio China Chats.